So this next track is called The Call. It's called The Call. It's called The Call. It's called The Call. It is The Call. This was my most well-loved track when I uploaded a bunch of my music onto SoundCloud. I think it's got, last time I checked, it had over 2,000 plays, mostly in Eastern European countries. I did notice something really interesting with SoundCloud because they would push your music globally, which other music services don't seem to do. But there, like, certain genres of music would do really well in certain areas. Like my really dancey kind of poppy stuff was really big in Vietnam. I have quite the following in Vietnam on SoundCloud. Angry music was more like Ukraine, Russia, Germany. Super religious themed songs were really big in Palestine, Israel. Really interesting. I could write a whole essay on that subject. Anyways, this is The Call. So this song, a lot of the anger and rage that I was dealing with, a lot of it, I've reconciled. But yeah, The Call was for people who would claim, they claimed that they were spiritual, but they wanted to go backwards. There are so many people in the New Age community and other spiritualities, but specifically New Agers, that were always talking about a return, like a return to the Golden Age, a return to Atlantis, a return to Lemura, a return to the Pleiades. And it's just like this idea with rose-tinted glasses that things were better in the past and we need to go backwards to the past in some form or another. And what I am bringing through is no, do not damn evolution. Do not damn the physical body, this experience. Source has been continuously evolving from the birth of the universe. And from the Big Bang, or however it started, forming in the beginning, like that song. Anyways, we've been evolving from space dust and hot plasma into stars, into planets, and into life forms to experience itself. This is still the universe experiencing itself. Alan Watts said you could think of the Big Bang as throwing an ink pot at a wall or a sheet of paper on the wall. And the whole universe was the ink pot, right? But as soon as you throw it against the wall and it splatters everywhere, all of that is still the universe. And we're a tiny little drip on the edge somewhere. And we're still seeping, we're still moving, we're still evolving. The ink has not dried yet. So yeah, it's the call for anybody who is stuck in some spiritual nostalgia that it was better in the past. It wasn't. And especially I do a lot of work, ancestral recall is one of my biggest practices. And especially now that I don't want to talk too much about right now because I'm still integrating it. I don't really talk about my spiritual process too much in the moment. I might release a couple poems, not talk too much about it. Anyways, what I'm going through right now with being contacted by an ancestral group that I do not know of in my lineage, but they're contacting me and giving me gifts and essentially drafting me into their own, I don't want to say spiritual war, but that's essentially what it is. And reclaiming myself as a warrior and allowing myself to be that for them because they are directly calling on me in this time. So yeah, we the call is for others, for all others to wake up. And it's not about going backwards to a golden aged past with rose-tinted glasses. The past was full of hardship, especially primal humans, prehistoric humans, living in caves and having parasites and being sick and having even these cultures now. There's many indigenous cultures, and we're trying to preserve their culture and keep them static in a way of living, but we're denying them medicine and education and other things. And maybe they don't want it, and that's fine, but I just watched a documentary today about these people in South America. And Ashanika people. And there's a woman, she was a kid, she's 14. And she just went through like the rites of motherhood. It took her like 4 months of studying with this medicine woman and all these being connected with the land and learning her heritage and learning her ancestry. And the people who were documenting on it were like, well, what do you want to do? And she's like, I want to learn another culture. It's like, are we going to deny her travel and education, all the stuff we have the ability to do because we need to preserve her culture? There are people who will preserve the culture. There are a lot of white people and other, not just white people, a lot of people who want to go into spaces like that and learn, and they are. So I think it's more of like a rearranging. It's about moving forward and having modern day conveniences that can help us all, like agricultural practices, modern medicine, education, travel, the spread of information. Like, we can create utopia and like heaven on earth for everybody, while still remembering what the ancient cultures still remember of preserving the spiritual connection between people and the earth and how we are inseparable. So yeah, this song is The Call. That was a really big tangent. It's hard not to talk about like my own experience though of what's going on right now. That wasn't going on when I wrote this in August. This was just me being pissed off at New Agers who it's like, man, we gotta evolve forward, not backwards. And as time goes on, I'm seeing more and more of why this is super important to integrate the past with the future to create a new timeline. Super angry.
Did you forget the parasite?
So yeah, that's the call. It's a stark reminder that we don't need to try to go backwards to make things better. We need to do the work here and now with coffee breath, with rent due, with the sacred muck of the now. And basically go touch grass, people. Remember your original ancestor, the earth. Return to her. She's got more answers than any make-believe stories do.